Page 34, Prince of Denmark's March. A very old piece if you look at the dates when this composer lived. Let's look it over. It's about a page and a half long. Actually, it's longer than that. It's more like 2 pages long. I'll come back to that. Treble and bass clef, no sharps or flats in the key signature, although we do have an accidental occasionally, and 4/4 time signatures. So make sure you do the C major scale at the video, blah, 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 fill in the blanks. Okay, here we go. Let's talk about it one hand at a time since the hands are doing different things, and we need to understand what each hand is doing. Starting with the right hand at the beginning, they want thumb on middle C, here. That puts your hand in this position. And you don't really need any other finger numbers until we get to measure 9 when you have to move. So as long as you're in the same position, you really don't need finger numbers. Don't read finger numbers, read the notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2. I assume you understand dotted rhythms. If not, please go back to the method book where they teach dotted rhythms and cover it, because it's not hard. Just here, the quarter note comes on beat 1. This is the second measure. And a quarter note takes a whole beat. So the dot comes on beat 2. And the dot is the same as an 8th note in this case. So it's like a quarter note and 8th note tied together. So the 8th note, the actual F, comes on the end of 2. 1 and 2 and. On measure 8, you have a whole note here. On measure 9, we need to be in this position. Here, we're going up one key. Well, here you just reach up. The whole, just the hand comes here and here, and then once you play this, then you can relax the thumb. And now we're in this position. So measure 9, 1 and this is an F sharp now. So I'm going to use third finger here. 1 and 2. But on measure 10, that F is an F natural. Because remember the rule for accidentals, the sharp is only good for that measure. So then bring the thumb back down, and now you can clap. So we move back down. Oh, isn't that cool? Measure 13, same thing. Actually, if you like to think about this from measure 9 up until you get to measure 15, you can think about just being in this position. So you don't have to be coming back and forth. Just think in this position. So measure 9, just leave the thumb here, because you're going to do it again on measure 13 and 14. But then to measure 15, now we're going to come back down. So it's a 2 on the first E and a 3 on the second. We just take advantage of the repeated note to change hand here. So 15, measure 15, 1 and 2 and 3. 3, 4, and that's the right hand. Left hand, you're starting out with C chord and G7 chord, okay. Measure 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2. I'd like you to think about something here because the music's going to get harder and harder. On this measure 4, I'd like you to think about using a 1, 2, 1, 1 for the 8th note, 1, 2, 1. We're not using the same finger on these repeated notes all the time, because when it gets really fast, you pretty much have to use different fingers on repeated notes. And so this kind of gets us into that, get us started with it. This is not a fast piece, but still the experience of doing it. So it's a 1, 2, 1. We're just not changing hand positions. We're just using different fingers on those 8th notes. That's all. I would recommend you, I would encourage you to do that here. Now, when you get to measure 9, you have a 2-beat rest. You come up into this position. So it's an A and a C, but you're in this position. 2, 3, 4, and then measure 11, you come back down here. You got rest, you got time. And then measure 13, you come back up. And then you come back down. Remember, when you put the hands together, you're just trying to figure out when do the hands and which fingers come together and what's going on. You hesitate, doesn't matter. We don't care about all that right now. We're just trying to get the hands to work together. So at the beginning, you got the C chord and the C together. And then then a G7 chord and a D together, and then the C chord again. There, measure 2. When I play the C, E, the right hand or left hand comes up. 1 and 2. So that's by itself. And then here. Measure 3, it's a here and here. So watch out. And when I do this, measure 4, the right hand's resting. So don't hold that D down, it's one beat. Measure 7, 1 and 2. The rhythm's different for the hands. Left hand's on the beat. Right hand's a dotted rhythm. And measure 9. Left hand comes up. Now that measure 10, that's a whole note in the left hand. Hold it down. Lift it up on the E. You put the hands together and then go back through it a few hundred times or whatever and take out the hesitations. So it's a steady beat. Keep it slow is okay, but a steady beat. Then we'll think about the articulation. They give you a few staccatos and slurs. You got to get into it and kind of feel it. As far as phrasing goes, if you can hear the phrasing, you can lift up between the phrases. But this right hand, they only give you a slur here. I'm suggest go ahead and slur it all together except for the staccatos. All of this together. Accent on measure 4. Give a little extra. And the left hand, keep it as connected as you can except for the staccatos and rests. See, I have to lift up at the beginning for the chord. I can't connect those, but I can connect this, so I'm going to. Don't lift up in the right hand just because you had to lift up in the left. No. Keep that right hand connected. Here and then. The idea. You put in the staccatos and slurs. Then the dynamics, where they go to the melody. That's pretty much the right hand. Forte is loud, whatever you think loud is. Keep these chords in the background. On measure 4, the accent note will be very loud because the accent takes it up. Want to hear the melody, which is the right hand. Keep the left hand out of the way. Now measure 9, piano, P for piano, that's soft. Come down, and the left hand's very soft. And on measure 12, I don't know why they have slurred that way. To me, I would want to slur all that together. I don't understand why that's slurred the way it is. I would want to connect all this on measure 12. Then lift up, because it's a new phrase there. So on measure 12, going into measure 13, here to here, put a little silence up. There. Now on measure 15, you're going to go back up to moderately loud, but don't get moderately loud until measure 16. So you're soft to measure 15, stay there a little louder. Here, it's like a beat at a time. I just went up just a hair, just a beat at a time. So here, and then the left hand's in the background, keep it down. And then you get another hairpin for the very end. You can do this very soft and come up to about a moderately soft. Don't get loud here. That's not melody. Yeah. Speed, what's a march? Left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right. The title kind of gives away the mood. A prince, royalty and all that, very majestic and all that, so think majestic when you play it, and that's basically the speed you'd go. But it has to be accurate, so make sure you got it accurate first. Now on top of all that, they've added a little bit of pedal. We don't need really pedal on this, but okay, let's take a look. What is the pedal doing? Well, one is it's adding overtones, and the other is it's connecting certain notes that we can't connect with the hands, like these chords. It'll connect those, okay. And it gives a little bit of contrast between clean and not overtones. There's a little bit of contrast, but I think mostly it's for the legato. So at the beginning, I'm going to push the notes down first and then the pedal. And I'm going to change the pedal after I play the notes. So I'm going to play the next half notes and then lift the pedal up and change it. So it overlaps a little bit, and then I'm going to lift the pedal up after I play the notes in the next measure. Here. So the pedal overlaps a little bit. Measure 4, make sure you don't push the pedal down and play till you play the eighth notes. Don't catch that. We don't want that. See, we don't want all that. So, there. So there could be a little silence between those. Change. Yeah. Now measure 9, same thing. Push the notes down first and then the pedal. And change it after you play the notes. Lift up. Measure 12. Play the note, then the pedal. Now here I'd like to have some silence for the new phrase. So I'm going to lift the pedal up with the left hand so we get just a little bit of silence before we go to measure 13. Just a speck of silence, not a lot. It's like taking a breath is all. If you would prefer to connect it, then overlap the pedal. But I like to have some phrasing occasionally. It's interpretation. What do you prefer? You experiment. You try different things out. How do I like this or this or this? And now for the roadmap on this, you see at the bottom of page 35, there's a DC al fine. Remember, DC means go back to the beginning. All the time. Don't ask questions, just go to the beginning. Okay. Al fine means go to fine. Then you find the fine. If you look around, you see fine is at the end of measure 8. They have a double bar there. I think that's incorrect. A double bar is a section break, and that is a new section. You're going into a new section. The problem is that's the end. So that should be a thin and thick bar line, because a thin and thick bar line is the musical symbol for the end of a piece, and that you're in there. So I would take a pencil and broaden out that second bar line. It should be a thin and thick bar line. So the point is you're going to play the whole thing, and then you're going to go back and play the first 3 lines again. So it's 3 lines longer than it looks. That's why I say it's actually 2 pages long instead of a page and a half. So please don't copy me. You read the music and you make it yours. I'd play this different every time I played it just because I would feel it a little differently. Let's play it together very slowly and double check that you have the correct notes and rhythms. I'm not going to do any dynamics. I'm playing all about the same. I'll do the staccatos and things. And we'll do the DC al fine also. So I'll give us 4 counts. Now let's play it together very slowly. You should be playing the same notes I'm playing at the same time I'm playing them. 1, 2, ready, go. 2, There's Duet at the bottom of the page for this. I'd like to play that. The Duet has some of the eighth or half notes like you do, and we need to keep a beat. So I'm going to play quarter notes throughout or something to keep the beat going. Yeah. Now I need you to go up an octave again on the piano. So just pretend the middle C on the piano instead of here. Pretend the middle C is up here. Instead of here, you're up here. Play it up there. I'll give us 4 counts. 1, 2, ready, go.